I was just like one of you sitting in the meeting almost 2 years ago now, and and obviously thinking that is it a scam? Things were very very different. And at that time I was also puzzling like what is happening, and I was just like one of you, struggling with lot of things like the office politics, being underpaid, or what do I say, not getting promotion, and being fearful all the day. What will happen if somebody asks me to leave from my office? What will happen if I do not have the job tomorrow? I would say that after I got trained with your program, I have been fortunate to actually work with even more coaches in different aspect of my life. And I think so, if I just talk about the money, I spent like more than 10 times what I paid for you. Because now I realize that in the life, trainers, coaches, mentors are very very important. If you hold the hand of a mentor, your life will be much much smoother. So no more money is not a constraint anymore when I compare the value that I get. So it doesn't matter. I came for 2x. I ended up getting fearless. And then 2x was not actually 2x. It was, I don't know how to say that, because I was already at a very high salary in India. So it is many x um, in Hong Kong now. So yeah, so I think so. I would say that joining you was actually a life-changing event, because now the thought process has changed. The way I look at the life has changed. I do not need to wait for a firing event where somebody said, "Oh, Ram, you are laid off today." I can sense that mistakes that I'm making, or I can sense that politics that is happening around me, right? I can see the situation, because now I'm much more actually aware of what is happening around. Earlier I was kind of feeling a victim card, that I'm victim everywhere, and everybody is against me. Nobody want to promote me, nobody want to give me salary hike. I'm begging for market correction to my manager, and manager is saying market correction happens in market. Actually, LinkedIn is certainly playing a very key important role, Vishal, because we I used to at least overlook LinkedIn's basically the role in my career, right? I always used to think LinkedIn is just a social media website where I just need to create my profile, and then I don't need to look at it. Only time what I use LinkedIn is just to congratulate somebody when they change the job, or happy birthday, or
Happy birthday.
somebody got promoted. But actually LinkedIn is not that for. Absolutely, that is not the LinkedIn for. LinkedIn is a place where actually you showcase your authority your on your area, and you show people what actually are you known for. And this has helped me a lot, Vishal, because initially I just started posting because it was a task. I was not aware of what to post, and if it is good or not. But down the line, after 2 years, I can say now I get lot of connections, lot of job offers, lot of people approach me on LinkedIn because of my LinkedIn profile. I get shortlisted, or maybe I come on their search appearance because of my properly created LinkedIn profile. So when actually you were using this career tool, actually it was totally new to me, and I was
Yeah.
just thinking then that why it was not there when I when I actually I prepared my LinkedIn profile, because that was that was still a lot of time I had to spend on preparing my LinkedIn profile, because we were doing it on our own, not
Yeah.
using this kind of good tool that you have created. It is actually nice tool that you have created. But certainly I can say that now almost every month I will get at least one or two connection requests from a recruiter, and they will check with me for my availability for the job. And unfortunately or fortunately, because now I'm in Hong Kong, so my preference has changed a lot, right?
Yeah.
So if somebody is asking me to go to, let's say, Singapore or London, I will think, oh, London is not having a good weather, and Singapore is not having a visa for my spouse to work. So that kind of comparison now I do, right? But very, I would say every month, at least one or two recruiter are still approaching me for the jobs.
Wow.
So
Wow.
that is the power of LinkedIn. If you do it right, you will get the right attention from the right people. Basically, what you want to get out of LinkedIn. I think so. In one of the training, you said who you want to attract. Do you want to attract students? If you want to attract students, go to YouTube and prepare the tutorial videos, and they will come there.
Yeah.
If you are attracting leaders or the recruiters, then you post accordingly, right? So I honestly understand that part now. As you grow, right, you are able to value the conversation that you had maybe 2 years, 5 years ago with somebody senior like mentor, father, or somebody, right? Because at that moment you do not understand the intrinsic value of those conversation, right? But as I have grown in my career, now I honestly realize that certain things has changed my life a lot. Honestly speaking, Vishal, um, things has changed a lot, and I'm really thankful to you, Vishal, because it would have not been the same thing had I not hold your hand. And actually, it was your trust in me that you considered me as a student. So I still feel lucky that yes, um, because we always think from that perspective that oh, I'm paying money, so now Vishal is a service provider and he has to provide the service. And if he does not provide the good service, I will write a bad review somewhere on LinkedIn because he got delayed in something, right?
Yeah.
So that is a mindset, and that is a normal mindset of a normal person. It is absolutely fine. But when you go through the right content, right mentorship, then these thing changes slowly. You always used to say, Vishal, that don't come with the entitlement mindset, right? This is the entitlement mindset that you always used to talk about. Now, even if my mentor or any other person, right, if he is late, I don't care. If he's not able to respond me on time, I don't write any feedback or anything, right? Even I don't say anything, I don't care, because I understand that the person is busy and he will respond later. That's okay. Actually, Vishal, this is this is your question is actually very good, right? Because somebody sitting at 25 and planning to get 1 CR salary, right? So initially we just do the maths. Oh, it's 4x, right? We never think from that perspective that how much underpaid I am today, and what is the potential that I'm carry, what is the value of the job that I'm going to get, right? So if you from that perspective, it can be one shot. It can be one shot.
Yeah.
So in one shot, somebody sitting at 25 can go to 1 CR. It's quite possible. But maybe in a normal situation, maybe two switches, two job changes can reach you there, right? But I would certainly say that one should not think from that perspective that how much time it will take. One should think what change in my thinking will make that happen. And
Beautiful.
that is the most important thing that somebody should focus on, because there is no limit, right? So today you are targeting 1 CR, tomorrow your target change to 2 CR, right? So target can change. Your entire thinking can change, right? So I think so one should focus on, can I become fearless in 3 months? I just got motivated after receiving a recent call from Hong Kong Exchange here in Hong Kong, and the salary that person just told me on my phone, right? It entirely changed my all what do you say, ceilings of those salary, right? it shattered all those ceilings. And then after that, I changed my own value, that my rate, that if somebody has called me for that salary, that means that salary exists. First of all, it is very hard to believe that oh, this kind of salary exists, or this kind of salary is possible. But after hearing from a recruiter that salary, I realized that I was always thinking less. Salary is actually there is no limit to salary, right? Because here in Hong Kong, when you talk to somebody, like they have their own threshold, that this salary is maximum, after this you will not get salary hike. And that person was giving me like 2x on that salary. So there is no limit. I think so. I joined. I paid in September,
Yeah.
but I was having a lot of health issues at that time, so I could not join the class in September batch. I think so. I started in January next batch, right? I paid full fee in September itself, and then I sent that message. Even if I was aware of that, I will not be able to join the September batch, so I requested to get shifted into the January batch, and I think so. At that time, the entire program was 6 months long, right? Um, so I think so. In May or June, I got frustrated and I wrote on my board that within this date, that was like 2 months time period which I gave to myself, that I will leave my current job, and I'll change. I think so. Within that time frame, I found the new role. By September, I resigned. In November first week, I was in Hong Kong. So so if you just count the months, yeah, it was 7-8 months. But in terms of the target, it was overachieved target.
Yeah. Yeah.